Okay, so we have again an AP. In this case, the common difference is 4. So let me take a note of that. The common difference is 4 here. And so we have 3n terms. The sum of the first 3n terms is 1830. I always recommend my students to use average into number of items. Because average can be always denoted by, in this case, the number of items is 3n, but average can always be denoted in two different ways when it comes to AP. One, you can say the average is the middle term when it comes to AP. If there is a middle term idea and you can evaluate the middle term quickly, then average is always the middle term in AP. This is all that I'm talking about is AP, right? Yes, this average into number of terms is always equal to sum irrespective of AP, but this idea becomes easy with AP. You don't have to use formulas and stuff. So average can also be said first term plus last term by 2. This is something we are going to use in this problem. So now, first thing, I've shown this in my classes. I'll show this once here. Um, if you try to represent an AP in terms of the common difference, it becomes very easy. For instance, here we have 3, 7, 11, 15. This will be the AP here, right? Now, what is the common difference? 4, right? So first write a 4. Now, leave a gap here, a small gap here. What we'll fill in that gap, I'll just come to it in a while. But just try to get this first term from whatever we have here, the common difference. So in order to get the first term, we need to subtract a 1 here, right? Now the gap that I asked you to leave, just put a n. Now what you have got is the nth term. Now put any value of n, you can figure out the nth term. So this is faster than a plus n minus 1 into d idea. So if you understand this, this becomes very fast because now, check this out. So I'll use the first term plus last term by 2 average idea. Now check this out. We have the first term, a1 is 3, right? And a3n, using this idea, is this is term n I've written, so that is as good as this thing a of n in this case. So a3n is basically what, 4 into 3n minus 1, right? So this is very easy to do now because this is the first term and this is the last term, right? If you add these two, you get 12n minus, sorry, plus 2 divided by 2. This is the average, right? First term plus last term by 2. So add these two and then half it into the 3n should be equal to 1830. So this becomes very easy to evaluate, nothing more than that. Now what I'll do is I'll just divide this part by 2 and I'll divide the 1830 by 3 and I'll keep it as something like this. Now, you might be inclined towards forming a quadratic here. I typically don't do that because I can see that 6n plus 1 is anyhow greater than n, right? And the 610 has a factor of 10. So if you notice this, you'll immediately find that substituting n equal to 10 gives you a 6n plus 1 as 61. So and 10 into 61 is 610. So n equal to 10 should be working here. Now, why am I confident about this is because if you think about this quadratic, so this is 6n square plus n minus 610. Now I hope you can notice that the product of roots of this quadratic is negative, right? Now, if the product of roots is negative, one root will be positive, another will be negative. We are not supposed to have number of terms negative. So number of terms has to be positive. So we have obtained that n is equal to 10. Now, as soon as you get that, now what is the question asking for? So let me take this off. This was just an explanation of how to form this. We are again going to use this idea 4n minus 1, but this time around for this series. So what are we looking for? We are looking for this value of m, the smallest positive value of m, integer value that is, of this m, which multiplied to this sum. Now what is this sum? Again the same idea, average into, now the number of items is n, right? So average into n in this case, because number of terms, I hope you can see 1 to n. So average in this case, the first term is again 3, and the last term, the nth term, will be 4n minus 1, right? Same idea. So I'm just using the same idea. The first term is 3, last term is 4n minus 1. Average is this then, into n, is greater than 1830, right? But now we know the value of n, right? N is 10. So we can substitute the value of n as 10. Or what you could have already done is you could have done that beforehand. So for example, you know that the nth term in this series is given by 4n minus 1. You know the first term is 3, and the 10th term will be just substituting 10 here. So 4 into 10 minus 1, that is 39. So you know the first term and the 10th term. So this is the 10th term, right? And the first term is 3. So the average is 3 plus 39 by 2 into this n. N is also again 10. That should be greater than 1830 when multiplied to this m. So this is what we have, right? So this is 42 divided by 2 is 21 cross 10. So you can just take this 10 off. So you have something like m into 21 should be greater than 183, right? So if you put m as 8, that doesn't work, but m as 9 definitely works, right? And 9 into 21 is 189. So m equal to 9 is the answer. Don't think that I checked the options. I was looking at the values only. It's just a coincidence that I test 8 first, because I noticed 9 immediately, because 9 into 21 is 189. So I was just explaining that because 9 into 21 is 189, so 8 doesn't work, so 9 should be the answer, something like that. If you're not good with it, then you can just divide m is greater than 183 by 21. This is roughly 8 point something, so greater than that should be 9, because you're looking for an integer value. So that's it for this question. Depending on the type of way you're solving it, you can use a plus n minus 1 into d. I'm not asking you not to, but then that will be a little slower in this case, because 4n minus 1 is very helpful in a lot of different questions. I mean, if you have, let's say, this series and the question asks, I'm giving you a simple example, how many terms are less than 1000? So just put 4n minus 1 less than 1000, you get 4n less than 1001, and simply you get n is less than 250 something, right? So effectively you can take the value of n from 1 to 250, so there are 250 terms which are less than 1000. So this becomes a lot of in a lot of different questions of AP, this becomes very useful. So I hope that was understood. In classes we have anyhow explained, so if our enrolled students are watching, it's just a revision for them. So that's it for this particular question. The ideal time would be in the range of around 2 minutes, I would say. So roughly 2 minutes, depending on your solving skills. It might go to a little bit higher, but then 2 minutes should be the ideal time to solve this. So that's it for this question. Thank you.